everyone, I'm Lubomira and thank you for joining me. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, it's so nice to see you again. Now, if you like my videos and would like to see more of them, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons. By selecting that little bell, you'll get notified every time I post a video so you never miss out on any of the crafty goodness. Today is day 4 of the 12 days of Christmas in November, and the card I'm sharing today has some dimension and sits on a pretty ink blended background. If you haven't guessed, ink blending is one of my favorite no stress techniques for backgrounds. I'm terrible at using up pattern paper, so I often fall back on ink blending. This card was inspired by family friends I haven't seen in a while. Between the pandemic and the miles in between, I feel like we all have someone out there that we've been out of touch with who is very much missed but not forgotten. Let's get into the card. To start off, I created an ink blended background. I die cut a stitch frame into my panel before masking off a nice white edge. I used my stitch border as a guide to put my post-it tape in place. Next, I used distressed oxide inks to create a twilight or dawn sky. I used the colors Antique Linen, Victorian Velvet, Seedless Preserves, and Black Soot for this. I love this combination for these types of skies. After I finished the ink blending, I created some splatter effects with water and perfect pearls. Lately, I've really enjoyed using gold perfect pearl in combination with the regular pearl on my backgrounds. I feel like it just adds a little more wow to the scene. I really wanted to create layers in my card so that the picture looked like it was popping out from the frame. I primarily used all Lawn Fawn products to create this card, but you definitely want to use what you have available to you. I used 2 dies, the Lawn Fawn Forest Border and the Little Town Border, for my first 2 layers. I first started with the forest border and cut it from a white piece of cardstock. I cut it so that there was a nice straight edge along the bottom so it would sit on top of my blended panel, creating a seamless transition from the masked frame. The first layer, the trees, I trimmed to fit the blended background, marking it with pencil before, and then glued it directly to the background. I die cut the little town border next, making sure to cut it shorter so the previous layer would peek out from behind it. I also created that nice straight bottom to sit on top of the previous layer. The second layer, my houses, I marked and trimmed the same way I did the first, but this time I attached it to my panel using foam tape to give it that dimension I wanted. I made sure to be careful not to let any of my house windows or doors pop out as I was handling them. The foam tape also kept those small pieces in place for me. Once I had those two layers in place, I worked on the final piece, a little car from the Lawn Fawn set, Home for the Holidays. I stamped the car and gifts using intense black ink and then colored the images using Copics. For those colors, please see the description below. I attached my gifts to the car roof by using liquid glue. To get rid of that white border at the bottom of the gifts, I simply colored the white with the same color as the car. When I'm done with my car, I attach it to the front of my card panel using foam tape. Then using a white gel pen, I add some snow to my scene. I make sure to add some white specks to the car so it looks like the car is driving through the falling snow. For the sentiment, I created a custom foil banner using the Cricut. I designed my sentiment, sending Christmas cheer across the miles, using Cricut Design Space. I used two different Cricut fonts to create the banner, setting the word cheer apart from the rest by using a scripty font and making it larger than the rest of the words. For the exact fonts I used, please see the description below. doing a limited number of things like a banner, I tend to move my design towards the center of my mat away from the border. This just gives me the room to play with around with the shape and size of my sentiment strip. I just make sure to coincide the coordinates of my design on the screen with the coordinates on my actual mat. All that's left is putting the remainder of the card together. I add my sentiment banner to my card using foam tape. Then I add some Nuvo drops to the background. Remember, when adding Nuvo drops to Distress Oxide backgrounds, they will change color to match the ink beneath. I actually like this, but if you don't, remember to use gems or pre-made drops and apply them after they are dried to your project. I also colored in the doors and windows of the houses in the background so it looked like lights were on, and added some sparkle to the car using a shimmer pen. And that's it. I really love how those layers look against the blended background. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and will join me in the next one. Please don't forget to leave your comments below. I love hearing from you, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!